It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, at the farm. You know what are we doing here at the farm? We're growing some food because we better. And the one thing that we wanted to make sure over the years, for those new to the show, we have been very adamant about understanding the truth of things. Not, what winning team you're going to be on and, which side you do and who's to blame and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that happens naturally. Government's the biggest recruiter for freedom-oriented individuals there are because, damn, how bad does it have to get? We started with a few chickens. We got like a dozen, I think, and then you get rid of the roosters and a few die and you're left with 6 good ones. And it's like 4 a day. On average, I get like 4 eggs a day. And they're good for barter. People are like, hey, man, I'll trade you this, and what do you got to do? What I got to do to get some of your good chicken eggs, man? And I don't know. What can we do? I would like this and that and so on. I get all kinds of stuff. Some labor sometimes or help, or you bring the food for dinner or whatever. Then we moved into just a couple of acres here in North Phoenix, still in the city limits of Phoenix. And we have irrigation, and I have horses all around me. All 4 sides. Across the street, they have like a couple dozen goats. So we got 3 goats. I said, I need help with the lawn. Why I got to mow it, I just get some goats. Well, then I found out they just like brush. They like leaves on branches, so I got to get some sheep now. So this has been, a learning process for us too. And it's been a lot of cold snaps. Here we had just yesterday, it was like 60 degrees in the morning or something, almost June in Arizona. What the heck, man? It's been really nice, but we kind of skipping this spring thing. We're going to go straight into summer. So I'm really global warming. I'm like, all right. That's why they got to change it to, this climate change thing, because damn, man, this I don't know. What are you going to, I remember when Al Gore came, last year or something, there was a big event down, they had it at the Suns Arena. And when he came in, and all these people, Ernie, got to make signs. What kind of signs do you think we should make? What should we make? What kind of signs? And I go, I got one sign. What happens when it gets cold? What are you going to say then? Well, right after that, they started doing climate change. I'm going, oh, you guys are killing me. You think it might have something to do with the sun? Anyway, so what we're doing is making sure that we can survive this thing. When we moved up here, we moved probably, 15 miles from where we were, not very far, but we had big poly barrels, these blue plastic barrels that farmers here were putting tomatoes in or something. I don't know what they used it for. Got them on Craigslist for $15 a piece. They're probably 3 times that now, but we got these and we, start storing stuff. My wife started getting different kinds of just, beans and so on, that went rice and such, and we'd put them in these Mylar bags, you seal them and you put them in there, and then you get one filled and you go to another one. Well, a lot of the people going, wow, man, you guys got a lot of food. I didn't know it had accumulated that much because we had done it. Whenever the government would do another TARP, another bailout, increase the money supply, expand government, do something stupid, I didn't do any. It just was a signal for me to buy more beans. I go, my wife started making bread. So I'm going, okay, how much does it cost? What do you need to get a loaf of bread a day out of your bread maker? How much? I don't know. Figure it out. So she goes and she bought a year's worth of flour, or wheat, and we actually get a little KitchenAid, grind it ourselves. So we get, a year's worth of that, a year's worth of yeast, a year's worth, boom, we got it. You got a year's worth of bread. Okay. How much is it? Every time they do this, at a certain point, you're kind of like, it's not like you can put all this stuff in your back pocket. So, you have livestock, and that's just so how to do it. Then, after you get enough guns, you got enough ammo, and then what do? Wow, I'm not leaving it in the bank. So we get silver, and we've been advocating that for a long time. My kids, when they're, stocking stuffers, they get a little 10 ounce of silver back when it, was like, $100. And now, all of a sudden, what's it now? And they're going, ooh, Dad's not so dumb anymore. Well, they got an appreciation for this. So a lot of these guys, like our last guest, he's, I'm not a big metal guy. Well, I don't know what else you're going to put it in. I mean, after you fill up on everything else, then what? So I feel a lot more comfortable, and I'm sure my audience does too, that it wasn't any, buy this particular thing or this filter or this one. No, just have enough to keep breathing in and out. That's it. We just outlast the bad guys, because, there's like ENTs and stuff they got to look forward to. Now, we have Pal Gamble, he's senior editor of Freedom's Phoenix, Freedom's with an S, freedomsphoenix.com, stop by. Now, he's been, preparing too. Now, more than just, accumulating goodies, he's been preparing his mind. He's a resource, just a fountain of information. What is it you've been doing, pal?
I've been taking permaculture classes. Permaculture. I originally started out studying square foot gardening because I wanted to get into gardening for the very reasons you just brought up, and I wanted to also do for the very reasons you started out doing your farming in your small house at the time, which is basically to go ahead and start making the errors that you're going to make now while things are good.
Yeah, so you don't die from your errors.
And absolutely. And, one of the first things, I did not have any compost in my yard, so I basically had to go out and buy my own compost and make my own soil. And that ran about $500 for, about a 4x11 raised bed. And, with all the accoutrements, et cetera. And
if you'd just been accumulating all your goodies, you could have just had it.
You're right. If I had spent a year or so making some compost, I could have basically had that for free. Oh, one of the great tips, one of the guys at the permaculture goes, yeah, compost. Where do you get your compost? Everybody's like looking at him like, where? He goes, every 3 months, your neighbors throw out. They bag all their crap and they throw it out on the curbside for the city to pick up. He goes, I just go around in my pickup truck and take the bags, look through them, say, oh, there's nice leaves here, and just seal it and throw it in the back of the pickup truck, or whatever kinds of compost you want. They're already bagged there waiting for the city to come pick them up on bulk trash day. And he goes, and it's every 3 months in your area, but every week it's somewhere else in the city, so you could whenever you need it. And I'm just like going, oh my God, that's a great idea for all the compost, material you want to build.
That's a good idea. That's another thing. You don't have to wait 3 months. It's today somewhere.
Yeah, it is. It's
well,
amazing.
Tell me one of the things. I mean, you've been doing the programs like a master Uber super guy or something. You've been doing this a while. What do they call this?
Permaculture. I'm not sure why somebody caught up with that name, but it's more than gardening.
No, but I mean, it's a rank. It's some master series or Uber super. You get some kind of shiny badge.
I'll get some shiny badge, a permaculture design certificate.
There you go. Okay, a designer. Well, go ahead and tell me, what are some of the things? Now, it's different here in Arizona than a lot of other places and I used to live in Florida as a kid, so I know a lot of people in the Southeast and the Northeast and Northwest. We have affiliates in Oregon, in New Hampshire, in the Southeast, different places. And I tell you what, Arizona, totally different. Not even the same thing. That's why I like this chicken thing, man. They work everywhere. That's why you see all these poor people around. They're surviving in these small countries and cultures. There's always some chickens around somewhere. Now I know why. So go ahead and tell me what are some of the things that you think would apply to everyone that you'd like to share that you've learned over the months.
Well, first off, it starts with seeds. You got seeds?
Got seeds? You got seeds? Yeah, that's right. We had the seed bank was advertised on Freedom's Phoenix, and I know they did well because I know people at least 40 acres of their stuff got bought up, these kits. So, yeah, we got some of them stashed aside. We'll talk about seeds here in a little bit when we come back, and then Pal and I sure will talk about the news of Freedom's Phoenix, of which there's plenty. We'll be right back.